What's up, 5th grade? Mr. Gambruti here, another episode of Mr. G's videos. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our fraction unit, and we're going to be learning about how to add fractions with unlike denominators. So if you remember last year in 4th grade, you learned how to add fractions when the denominators were the same. In 5th grade, we're going to be learning about when they are not the same. How do we add those? So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So one of the things that I want to remind you of what we talked about in our last video is least common multiple. This is going to be our strategy that we're going to be using. When we add and subtract unlike denominators, we have to convert those fractions into common denominators, and we use our strategy, the least common multiple. It's where we use multiplication to create a common denominator when we add and subtract, and those denominators are different. So for example, 2/4 plus 1/3, I am not able to add those. So what I need to do is I need to change or convert 2/4 and 1/3 into new fractions, new equivalent fractions, where the denominator is the same. The way we do that is we are going to be listing out our multiples for each denominator. So I'm going to be listing out all my 4s, and then I'm going to be listing out all my 3s. So here are some examples of how we do that. This is all my multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12. I could keep going, 16, 20. And then here are the multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, and I could keep going as well. But I'm going to stop right there because I see that they actually share a number. They share a multiple of 12. Okay, so I'm going to be converting 2/4 into 12ths, and I'm going to be converting 1/3 also into 12ths. So all I have to do to figure out how to convert those is count the positions that 12 is in. So 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3. So I'm going to do times 3 to 2/4. Now, when you're multiplying a fraction by a whole number, whatever you multiply the denominator, you also have to multiply to the numerator. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3 and 4 times 3, and that's going to give me a brand new fraction of 6/12. Then I'm going to do the same thing for my 1/3. I'm going to count the positions until I get to 12 because they share that 12. 1 times 3, 2 times 3, 3 times 3, and then again 4 times 3. So I'm going to multiply 1/3 times 4 because that's how I'm making my 12 denominator. So if I do 1 times 4, that's going to give me 4. 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. That's going to give me a brand new fraction of 4/12. So now that they have the common denominator of 12, now I'm able to add my numerators. And just remember, when you're adding fractions, we only add the numerators. We keep the denominator the same, so we're going to stay in 12s. 6 plus 4 is going to equal 10, and we have 12s. So 2/4 plus 1/3 is equal to 10/12. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at another problem. 1/2 plus 1/4. Here are my multiples of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. And here are my multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12. And so I see that they have a common multiple of 4. Now, even though they have also a common multiple of 8, remember our strategy, it's called the least common multiple or lowest common multiple. Even though they share 8, I want to pick 4 because that's the smallest number that they share. If I were to pick 8, then I might have to do some simplifying. I would get the same answer, but it may not be the answer that the test provides. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the lowest common multiple, which is 4. That means in order to change 1/2 into 4, I'm going to have to multiply it by 2. My other number, 1/4, it's already in 4, so I do not need to change it, or I could think about it as just multiplying it by 1, but when I multiply things by 1, it stays the same. So 1/2 is going to change to 2/4. We're going to keep 1/4 the same, and then we're just going to add our numerators. 2 plus 1, that's going to make 3, and our answer is going to be 3/4. All right, our final example that I'm going to walk you through is 3/5 plus 2/3. So I list out my multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, and then I'm going to list my multiples of 3. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So now I'm going to look at those lists and find what is the lowest common multiple or what they share and have in common. I can see that they both have a 15. So I'm going to be converting 3/5 into 15ths, and I'm going to be converting 2/3 into 15ths. That way I can add them since they'll have a common denominator. 3/5 I'm going to multiply by 3 because I see that it's in the third position. And then 2/3 I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times 5 gets me to 15, so I'm going to multiply 2/3 by 5. And that's going to give me new equivalent fractions. So 3/5 will equal 9/15, and 2/3 will equal 10/15. And so now when I add them, 9 plus 10, I get a total of 19/15. Now, this is a special type of fraction. If you remember our previous video where we were going over fraction vocabulary, whenever the numerator is larger than the denominator, that is called an improper fraction. So that means we have to convert this into a mixed number. All improper fractions are going to be greater than one whole, and we convert those into mixed numbers, which is going to be a whole number plus a fraction. So I want to think, if I have 19/15, how many 15ths would I need to equal one whole? Okay, so 15/15 equals one whole. And then I would have 4/15 left over because 15 plus 4 makes 19. So my mixed number is going to be one whole and 4/15. All right, so there are 4 examples that I went over with you on how to find the least common multiple when we add or subtract with unlike denominators. Now it's going to be your turn to try these on your own. Okay, so I've got one practice problem for you. Go ahead and pause this video, see if you can work the problem out on scratch paper, and then when you're done, unpause it and I'll walk you through how to do it. 3/7 plus 1/2. All right, so let's go ahead and see how you did. Let's go over this problem. So I have 3/7 and 1/2. I know I can't add these because it's unlike denominators. I'm going to have to list out my multiples of 7, and I'm going to have to list out my multiples of 2. So my multiples of 7 are 7, 14, 21. I'm going to stop at 21. That's a pretty big number. I think I can find a common multiple since I'm going to be doing my 2's next. Here are my multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So I'm going to look for a number that both are in my 7's and 2's. And I see the smallest one is going to be 14. So that means I'm going to be converting 3/7 and 1/2 into 14ths by using multiplication. So 3/7 I will multiply by 2, and 1/2 I'm going to be multiplying by 7. So my new equivalent fractions are going to be 6/14, and then 1/2 is going to equal 7/14. And then I'm going to add just the numerators, 6 plus 7, and that's going to give me 13/14. So 3/7 plus 1/2 equals 13/14. All right, guys, so that is our strategy for adding. We will also use this strategy as well for subtraction, which will be our next video. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get notifications when that new video comes out. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you're practicing this at home. Again, that's the best way to become a master at something, is by practicing. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you get notifications. And that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Until next time, keep on mathin'.